Elbis and Elbis album review show.
Alright everyone, welcome to the Elbis and Elbis album review show. I'm joining with Elbis.
Alright, pal.
Well, today we've got another album review. Last one we did was, I don't even know if I want to even talk about it.
Bloody awful.
You know what we did last
awful.
time. You just go and look, because I am not repeating the name of that album once
Not
again.
our best review, but the album deserved it, I would say.
Actually, to be fair,
Shocking.
Shocking. I want you to go back, right? Well, the album we did was Brothers in Arms by Dear Streets.
Expensive Jamaican neighbourhood.
Well, expensive Jamaican
yes,
neighbourhood,
that's what
as you was
say,
probably trying to
actually.
say.
Yes.
Well, I mean, we did a message to Dear Streets because the album was that bad.
It was.
There was a message sent from Elbis and Elbis to Dear Streets, and I advise everyone to go back and listen to the last 5 minutes of the review. If you don't want to listen to all of that, don't blame me.
As a result of what happened there, and we can't remember whether that was added pre or post crap filter on old Dukey Magoo.
Well,
I have dismantled the crap filter, and there was rather a lot of dust in it.
Well,
so I've hoovered that out.
Well, it doesn't surprise
using
me.
my homemade hoover.
God.
And yeah, I think hopefully it's going to be working fine. So there will be a new entry today.
Absolutely.
And there's a
think
few
so.
waiting to come down the pipe. So did
Well,
you want me to...
if you'd like me to, I will get my big bulging binoculars
Well,
out.
they need to go down the pipe, yeah? I'll just press this.
What? Jesus Christ, what are you doing?
There you go.
You've never done that before.
Yeah, because I've adjusted the crap filter.
Well, I'll get my
Good, innit?
bulging binoculars out and I'll have a look. Hang on.
Hang on, Elvis predicts.
Oh, yeah, hang on.
3-0.
No, yeah, but hang on, I
3-0.
need to read them out though first.
Yeah, but we're just introducing the feature, Elvis predicts.
Well, who gives a crap about that?
Yeah, well.
On the wheel today, we have Urban Hymns by the Evolve. Led Zepp 3 by Led Zepp.
A partially eponymous album.
Stone Roses by the Stone Roses.
A fully eponymous album.
Poison Topic by Aerosmith.
A bloody awful attempt at an accent.
Nersley Shells by Ocean Colour Sen.
A new entry.
Hotel California, the girls.
Especially for our Antipodean allies.
London for the Housemartins.
Almost indecipherable, but it's London 0 Hull 4.
Took a while.
Anyway, Elvis predicts. Elvis the Wise.
Well,
always
we should
goes
say the newer
fuck.
entry. Nersley Shells by
Nersley
Ocean
Shells.
Colour Sen.
Yeah.
And well, I'm actually gonna.
Well, hang on a minute.
Well,
Elvis the Wise always goes fuck.
Whatever.
Now,
No wonder you're winning with your
I've got to be honest. I've not had an astral feeling about this one, so I feel I am somewhat stabbing in the dark. However, purely on the odds of calculation,
Here we go.
I'm gonna go for a partially eponymous album, Led Zepp.
Yeah, well,
by Led Zepp.
I'm gonna go with a bold prediction now because
well.
Elvis the Wise is also known as
Elvis
Elvis the
is-
Bold.
You are known to brush it.
And I'm gonna go with the new entry, Nersley Shells
well.
by Ocean Colour Sen.
Well, why don't you take your walk to the wheel?
Well, I might do. I'll be there in. Well, I'll see when I get there. All right, I'm here. Okay. Well, we've gone through the album wheel names. We've made Elvis predictions. Well, let's fire up those petaflops. Come on.
Yes. Yes.
Come on.
Yes. Yes.
Oh! That's the universe.
Unbelievable.
That's the universe.
Well, come back to the recording.
Oh yeah. All right, I'll join Elvis back on the recording here. All right, I'm back.
Right. Well, it's London 0 Hull.
London nil.
Hull 4.
Fua.
Yes,
The
I thought I'd get in there with a
Housemartins
decipherable
is the album that the wheel has produced. And well,
Now, if I was grading those two cities, that is a score that I would probably give them.
I would
If
as
I'm
well,
honest.
because I've been to Hull, as you have, Elvis.
Which is bloody
And
brilliant.
it's a bloody
and I've been
brilliant
to London,
city. It
which is a crap hole.
Yeah, well spoken.
But if you're
Anyway,
out
what
in
you're
London-
doing? Get joking.
Oh God, yeah.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
yeah. What is it
Just
then?
stood there having
yeah,
a
you
chat.
can-
Bloody
hang on.
hell, you stood there having a chat.
Tell you what,
And now
just-
I've got to wait here
keep
in
'em
silence.
talking.
What am I going to do? What am I going to do
Well,
while
you
you
can
do
give
that?
them the news.
Oh, the news. Well, you know, well, I Obviously,
Jukey.
this week, we do have a bit of news, and it comes in the form of...
I've already got it.
Lovely.
Hey,
Great
I'll
stuff.
tell you what, the
That.
adjustments
Jukey's
I've
on
had to
place
this
today.
jukebox, they
Bloody
are
hell,
working
she's
beautiful.
lively tonight.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
if you've got the album ready on the Juke, you might as well fire it up, pal.
She's been behaving a lot better since I put the axe in the corner.
Well, if
kind
you-
of as a threat.
If you're wondering if this album is...
Why do I keep calling her she now, whereas we know that
Well,
Jukey is transgender?
Well, we should really
Let's
refer
just
to it as
say
they.
she was not born with a lever.
No, she really wasn't.
Yes.
And there was definitely no leaky fluid coming out of it. Well, you'd probably know about that.
Yeah, well.
Anyway, if you're probably wondering if this is an eponymous album, it's not.
Definitely not an
And if you're wondering if
album.
the song is eponymous,
That's also definitely not.
well, so get stuffed.
But
Right now, play the album.
it is a bloody marvellous song.
Well, I hope so.
It's called Happy Horror.
Well. Oh, yes.
Ah.
Well, that was Happy Hour by the Housemartins, and I've got to say, what an absolute stomping start.
One of
Really
the most
is.
perfect songs of all time, I would say.
I agree.
It's the perfect length, 2 minutes
Absolutely.
25.
Well, hang on, let's go
A
through the
real
3
blast
points,
in
shall
the
we?
pants.
I think we should go through the Elbis and Elbis 3 points.
Oh, well, we could try it. Do you want to ask me the questions?
Well, yeah, all right then. Has it got... no, you ask them because I've forgotten.
Ask
don't
him
ask
later.
them. Yeah,
We'll
ask
ask
them
him later.
later.
I'll remember
Well,
what I
all
said.
I've got to say about that song is it's bloody brilliant, that.
Now,
It
I
really
believe
is.
this came out in 1986.
Wow.
And back in 1986, my dad went through a phase whereby he used to tape Top of the Pops every week on a single video tape.
Yeah.
That way, when he had guests around, he could stick the video in and have constant rolling music. In
it's good.
effect, creating his own budget MTV.
Good thinking.
Now, that was one of my favourite videos to come on. I don't know. Do you remember the video? It was all plasticine figures.
Yeah.
like early
And I believe
stock
it was
thingy.
shot in Hull, I think.
It was, and I have actually been in the pub whereby it was shot.
Wow.
It was a place.
Ooh.
I
Lucky
mean,
for
I
you.
visit Hull occasionally, and it is a pub called The Station. down
I think
Beverly
I've
Road.
actually been in there as well,
Yeah, yeah.
possibly.
Think
Or
so.
I've passed it on my visit to Hull, obviously.
And if you are from Hull, what I would say is you should be bloody proud. because
And
this
I'd agree with
was
Elvis
a great
there.
song.
It really is.
And so far, it's a great band, but we don't know yet.
Well, we don't know about the album. You can't just base an album off the first song.
Now, this song, we need to check because it says 16 songs here, but I don't know
It's
if that's...
Jukey.
Yeah, I had to put the chip back
I
in.
think
the starting chip.
that they are
Yeah.
overexcited today. I think there's something going
Yeah,
on.
I
Since
do,
you
yeah.
clean that
Jukey's keen.
dust-filled tear
Yeah. Well, I've
Jukey's
threatened
very
it
keen today.
I've threatened there a few times.
with the axe in the corner.
Yeah, and I think it's
I thought he'd moved.
booking its ideas up somewhat.
Anyway,
the next song.
Oh, by the way,
is,
turn it up. Well,
obviously.
sellotape,
Bloody
bang.
hell, what a timeless classic that
It
is.
really is, yeah.
Perfect production.
Windows down. It builds up suburban area, and I'd
Yeah.
even play
Yeah.
it on the M6.
Absolutely, and even if I was driving past the primary school, I would expect all the kids to stop what they was
Well,
doing
that
and
wouldn't
dance to that song.
surprise
Because
me
I
if
tell
you
you
was
what, I used to dance to it when I was a kid, and it was bloody brilliant. In any
Primary
case,
school.
now here's some good advice for anybody: get up off your knees.
Wow.
Wow.
Hang on.
We're all right.
Oh yeah. That was get up off our knees. It says on the
Does
Elbis
it
and
really?
Elbis. Well, I've got the book out from the.
Well, I think one of the
bookcase,
biggest
and it's,
compliments we can pay that song is that we completely forgot about the album review show.
Well, we
whilst
did.
It was on,
Yes,
and
we
was too
did.
busy
Yes, we did.
boogieing.
Yeah, we was.
So,
Yeah, and that's what I mean. There's several songs we've experienced on the album review show, which does have the power to just make you forget about everything you're doing at that moment. Now you just want to listen and enjoy the song. And 2 words for me, jolly jits.
I was just going to say,
Well.
hey, my man, if you could sum it up in 2 words, it would be jolly and jits.
Absolutely.
Now, just as an update for the fans, I have used a screwdriver to dislodge the firmware installed into the back of Jukey,
I thought he was doing
which
something.
goes out and spiders other songs. And thankfully, probably for you lot, the album has been reduced from 17
Yes,
songs
yes.
to the original 12 that were released in 1986.
Yes.
And we like to review an album in its original.
Now, some would say
Spirit.
Elbis and Elbis cutting corners.
it's
Well,
not cutting
get
corners.
stuff, you clown.
We
that's what I'd say.
we appreciate originality.
No, that's exactly. We want to review
Yes.
this like it's 1986 and it's the day that this album came out.
Yeah.
And we've just gone to the shop and bought the record itself.
I
That's
tell
how
you what,
we're
pal,
reviewing
so
this.
far, if it was 1986 and I had bought this album and I'd just put it on, I'd be bloody happy with
I'd
this.
be absolutely
And I'll tell
bloody
you
buzzing.
something else. There ain't many other bands that sound like the Housemartins, other
No,
than
there
Beautiful
isn't really.
South for obvious
And
reasons.
that's what I mean.
but
That's what
you know
gives
what I mean, don't you?
that's what gives them points for me. The uniqueness.
Yes,
There's
yes.
not a lot of you've absolutely summed it up to a par there,
Thanks,
pal. It
pal.
really was
Thanks,
well
pal.
spoken.
Thank
There's not a lot of bands you could when a song by the Housemartins comes on, you know straight away who that song is by. Do you know what I mean?
Other than Beautiful South,
Well,
there is obvious reasons why they do sound the same,
well,
but it is all
it's
from
big,
the imagination
Paul Heaton.
of Paul Heaton.
Which is, and if you're listening,
Who
Paul,
I think's from Sheffield, isn't he? I'm not
well,
sure.
he's from
I
somewhere.
don't think he's from Hull.
Listen, I think Paul, if you're listening, send us an email.
Oh,
and Jackie
yes.
Abbott, if you want.
Well, she's got nothing to do with this band.
No,
but,
she ain't, but she's in beautiful
know.
Sooth.
Well, yeah, send us an email if you want.
Yeah, well, just anyone.
We won't like not respond if you did.
Well,
But you're not like a
depends
regular
what day
fan.
it is. I'm quite
Like
busy on a
we
Thursday.
don't respond to the regular fan. But anyway, it don't matter. Anyway, the next song is number 3 on the album.
Oh, yeah.
And it is called Flag Day.
Well, I don't know what kind of day that would be. Sounds quite bad. Well, that was Flag Day by the Housemartins, and I've got to say it was a powerful piece.
It
for
was
me.
a powerful piece, a spectacular symposium.
And it was like a spectacular single structured soulful song
Cyclical, yeah.
in some ways. You know what I mean?
Well
And it
spoken,
was
pal.
absolutely bloody brilliant.
It
for me,
was.
that.
Now, it was also, let's not say it was smooth going all the way through. Because I remember it got to 3 minutes 43 and we checked to see how long was left and we was a bit like, oh, God.
No.
But then it became more powerful.
Exactly, and that's
You
what
know?
I was going to argue with your point there, Pat. I was
yeah.
going to say, well, I mean, it was almost like, as you say, exactly what Elbis says. It got to a point where I thought, this song needs to end now.
Getting a bit sick of it.
This song needs to end now.
Yeah.
But there was a bit of an instrumental influence.
There was, yeah.
Which reminded me of the band we shall not be named, Dear Streets.
Oh, yeah.
And I was worried it was going to get into,
That's the type of
ridiculousness.
song Dear Streets would love to write.
Yeah.
I think,
And that's
personally.
what it should be. That's
Yeah.
what an instrumental should be. Because it wasn't an instrumental outro. There was a bit at the end, and it raised the powerful point for me.
This guy, Paul
brilliant.
Heaton, he's the type of chap I'd love to have a beer with.
Well, he'd be
Just
on
have
it.
a chat and all this, he'd be
I'd
there,
love to have
real unassuming. And then,
Night with Paul.
some sort of jolly jit would just come on the radio or whatever.
Oh, yes.
Or he'd get up on the karaoke perhaps and you'd be
Well,
like,
yeah,
what's this
yeah,
guy going to
probably
do
good,
here?
yeah.
And he's one of the best singers you've ever
Oh,
heard.
yeah.
Well, I always go on about this. I will just say unique voice. I was going to say completely unique,
yes,
but
yes.
if you are unique, you are completely unique by
Well, he's a
definition.
completely unique voice to me.
Well,
I think his vocal, well, let's just say
A marvellous maverick.
his vocal performance is poignant, it's powerful, and it's
Productive.
it really is, pal. You
Yes.
stuck the words right out of my mouth.
Yes.
And I've got to say, I mean, that song for me, again, it shows how unique, how the Housemartins can basically cover all styles. It shows their
does.
range.
It does.
It's brilliant, that song. I thought.
Now, I would say that already I have full confidence in this album, don't you?
If I was to place a bet on this album being a good album by
Yeah,
now,
full
I would
confidence
absolutely
in that
throw
bet.
all my money on it.
Yeah.
for me.
However, the next song is called Anxious.
Well,
Oh, God.
I think Juke is a bit anxious.
Yeah, it's alright.
Well, that was Anxious.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, it was a jolly jit.
Another jit of the jolliest kind.
It really
and
was.
another one where our submission to the sound caused us to forget that we are producing a piece.
I
for the
completely
audience.
forgot where I was.
Yeah,
I completely forgot what studio I was in. I forgot what show I was on.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on.
You just submitted to
I just
sound.
knew I had to just get up and just have a little bit of a dance to that
Exactly.
song because it was
Exactly.
bloody brilliant. That, and I've got to say, for me so far, I've noticed about Paul Heaton is that he is the master of speedful singing.
He is the master of speedful singing. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We saw it on Happy Hour. He did some speedful singing there, and just on that song,
It
Anxious.
doesn't really matter to me.
Don't
whatever
believe
it is.
it, you know. And Anxious, he also did some speedful singing on that, and I won't repeat that song because I don't know the lyrics.
No, neither do I. But bloody good song.
Oh,
we haven't done the system. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it down, all that. I'd just turn it up all the way.
I'd sellotape it, right? I'd turn it up all the way to max volume. With the windows down, I get the sellotape and apply it to the radio.
Yeah.
And then I'd get another piece of sellotape just to make sure.
And then you'd probably pick up the portable telephone
Yes.
and ring Elbis the Wise and say, Elbis the Wise, is there any way you can take this radio out, safely disconnect the wires,
Well.
look inside and see if there's any way we can turn
Probably
it up
won't
even
go
more.
to you because
But,
I won't want a shoddy job.
Well, you can forget about me fitting the sound enhancement device to your
Well,
car
just,
then,
you
in that
know,
case.
come on. I was
Bloody
only
Elvis
kidding.
Mobile
I was
with
only
your
kidding.
tape
Come
player.
on.
In any case,
I've got to say that for me, brilliant song, and again, just it's for me so far this album, it's arranged perfectly.
I would say it's got a family-friendly feeling. As in, the whole family could enjoy this from young to old. You could just stick it on and it'd be fun.
It's quite hard to do that, I think. I mean,
is.
when you go with a
Yeah.
family-friendly album, sometimes you don't quite get across what you're trying to do.
Now, this
and
album may
it
have
doesn't
the
relate
biggest
to people.
family feeling, friendly feeling to it of any album we've done.
I think it is. I think. Well, there's definitely no profanity. Let's just say.
Well, thank God for that.
I'm really happy, but that's how good the Housemartins are.
Yeah.
They don't need any profanity. They
You
will
need
just
to
sing a
curse.
song. The
Yeah.
voice, the sound is bloody brilliant. Anyway, what's the next one, pal?
If you curse, it just gets worse.
Good one.
That's what I've always said. Next one's called Sitting on a Fence.
Well, I've sat on a few. Oh no! Well, that was Sitting on a Fence, and I've got to say, well, again, two words. You say them, Paul. You know what I mean.
Well, the two words I would use to describe it are jolly and jit.
And I would absolutely agree with
And
you.
if I was sitting on a fence on a hot summer's day, watching the girls go by, let's
For
just
you,
say,
it'd probably be quite a pointy fence, knowing your bloody...
Yes, stop! Yeah, mate.
Well, that's just what I've heard.
Good God.
Going round the grapevine.
You want Ed now?
Well,
pal.
usually
I tell ya.
any fence I
Get
sit on is a
stuck.
flat fence.
I've never
Let's
even
just
sat on
say-
a fence.
Oh,
so there you go.
well.
Yeah,
I've
anyway.
heard you've been sitting
I'm just
at
saying,
you.
if I was sat on a very flat fence,
A very pointy
watching
fence,
the
I
goyles
would
go
say.
by,
Oh, yeah.
then I wouldn't mind having that on my ghetto blast there.
I wouldn't mind it.
It'd be quite a jolly jit to
And
sit.
I've got to say, going back
And
to
I'd
you...
quite like an
well,
ice
go on.
cream.
Well, depending on the weather, let's just
Well,
say.
I just said it was really hot.
Well, yeah, I'd probably want one
Yeah.
as well then.
Yeah.
Unless I've already had one, and then I might not
Well,
want
yeah,
one
you
because
gotta watch the
you
calories,
gotta
haven't
watch
you?
the calories.
Especially at your age, as the
yes.
metabolism starts to slow, let's just say.
I've got the metabolism of a monster.
Well.
Well, that's not very good. Well, anyway, I mean,
Giant
for this
slug.
song, going back to the point you get stuff, James. Going back to the point you raised there last song about there's like almost a sense of a community about the Housemartins. I don't know.
There is.
I
Yeah.
don't even know if they're
I know
meant
what
to
you
do it. I don't know if they mean to do it, but it just seems like it just seems to me this album.
Is music for the people,
Yes.
by the people.
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
There's not cockiness. There's no look at what we can do. There's no. It's just listen. Just listen to this. You know.
Now I feel that Paul Heaton in that last one.
It's almost like they're dancing and they're having a good time with you.
Yes.
That's how this album feels to me.
I feel that he demonstrated the effectiveness of his vocal range.
I would agree with
Yeah,
you.
he did, didn't he? Yeah.
I would, yeah.
And in some ways, it's like some of the albums that we've listened to.
Yes.
The Repetitive Egomaniacs.
Oh my
Dear
god.
Street,
Oh
stuff like
my
that.
god.
I feel that the vocalist is almost non-consequential in their contribution.
Yes.
However, we have listened to other albums like Otis Redding,
Yes.
where he is almost an instrument in himself that contributes to the...
Oh, Jesus.
Alright, I've got it. Don't worry.
Don't
It's
make sure
okay.
that fluid.
Yeah, we're going to have to hurry
Look at
this
that,
little
it's-
segment.
uh,
But I was just going to say that Paul Heaton... Oh, God. Paul Heaton is almost an instrument himself who contributes to the
Actually,
band.
yes, I would agree with you there.
Listen, pal, we're going to have to put the next one on
Sheep.
because I can't hold this much longer. The fluid's coming out. Oh, my
Sheep.
God. Sheep.
Well, that was Sheep. And I've got to say that was very, very similar to a song previous.
It was very similar to Happy Hour, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
very
was. Yeah,
similar.
it was, yeah.
In fact, you could sing Happy Hour over the top of
Yeah,
that.
well, we did, didn't we?
We did, actually.
And it
Yeah.
had the
Well, in some ways, I'm not going to slag it off too much. And I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because Happy Hour is that good a song. And there is another song by the Housemartins, not on this album, called Me and the Farmer. And I always think that sounds a bit like Happy Hour as well.
It doesn't.
No, it's funny how they've got an obsession with farms and sheep.
And the
Well, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. But in any case, yeah.
Again, speedful singing on that on that song there, and I think for me,
If I was at a family wedding
yes,
and they just served the meal and I was sat there,
oh yes,
and that song came on the dance floor, let's say the first
yes.
dance was over and all that business,
Yes,
would I
yes.
get up and dance to it? Yes, I probably would.
where? But would you think it was Happy Hour first?
I would, yeah. I'd get up and I'd think, oh, I love this one.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'd start dancing like, it's hap, and then it wouldn't be, and then I'd be a bit disappointed.
Disappointed, yeah.
Yeah, I know what you
For
mean.
me,
Maybe they
it's-
could get rid of that one then.
It took a little
Just put
bit.
Happy Hour on twice.
I ain't gonna slag it off too much because it was still a jolly shit.
It was a
and
and I would turn it up.
It was filler for me. That it was just a bit of filler. It was just
Yeah.
like, oh well, that sounds all right. So let's throw that in there.
Yeah, I know what you
which
mean,
you know, listen,
Yeah.
it's probably not every album's perfect. You know, some albums, a
In a
lot of
way,
albums have the flaws.
We're being
so,
harsh there because if
Yeah,
we just
yeah.
went to go see the band and we'd never heard any song they'd ever done and they played that, I'd think these are bloody brilliant.
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
But
actually.
then it's kind of you constantly comparing it
Yeah,
to
it is,
Happy
yeah.
Hour.
And it just
so-
straight away. I mean, we started singing Happy Hour because it did sound a lot like
It
Happy
did,
Hour.
didn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, in a way, it just sort of made me think. I didn't enjoy it as much because I thought, oh well, this is like Happy Hour. This.
Well, regardless of that, can we talk a little bit about the actual construction
yes,
of the
we
album?
can.
As in the track listing order thus far.
Right.
I would say that generally it's been really good. A
Oh,
lot of
yeah,
jolly
yeah,
jits,
yeah.
with
Flag Day was
with a
powerful
little
piece, wasn't it?
a powerful piece occasionally. Yes. A luscious love song.
Yes.
Now and again.
Well, it could have been a love song. It might have
Well,
been.
we didn't listen to the words, did
Well,
we?
not
Or
really,
look at
no.
them, so we don't know.
Just enjoying
Well,
the-
yeah, I think it's well constructed so
Oh,
far.
definitely. Yeah, I'd agree with that. pal.
And Happy Hour just kicks it off to such a good start, doesn't it?
Oh, it
And
just
do
makes you
know
feel
what,
so
though?
good.
In a way, and what a great placement for Happy Hour, because when you are on holiday,
Yes.
you tend to think, oh God, where we're going to go tonight? Let's look where it's Happy Hour. And you start the night in
Well, yeah,
a
yeah.
pub which has Happy Hour, 2-for-1 cocktails.
Maybe I don't know.
Or
maybe-
cheap beer.
For some reason, even like because obviously in the Elbis and Elbis studio we have a window
yes.
in the studio.
Well, yeah, it
And,
doesn't open very well, does it?
yeah, but it's a nice sunny day
And it's
outside.
partially
you know,
obscured by the supercomputer's extension nowadays.
When we say a window, it's more like the corner of the window due to the
Well,
supercomputer.
yeah.
But it's a blue sky, it's sunny, and I
Yeah.
think to me having Happy Hour on when it's just sunny and it's good, it makes you feel good inside, doesn't it? It just gives you a
but now
feeling.
you've just said that, it also makes me feel bad, because what the hell are we doing in here whilst that's on?
God, well, we
Anyway,
could
it
move
don't
the
matter.
equipment out. Well, there's no way we can move any of
No,
this bloody
no,
equipment.
no,
I
no.
tell you.
Believe me, if I have to keep Dukey dry at all times, even
Oh,
shut up, you shout.
Oh,
The next song's called Over
I bet
There.
you've got no problem doing that. Well, that was Over There, and for me,
Not blown away by it,
not really, no. But again, another jolly shit.
Yeah, just not blown away by it.
It was just a bit, a bit more of the same, really. I think at the moment,
It's time for a change of pace now.
yeah, it is. Yeah,
It
yeah.
really is
I
time
for
to
me, that song needed to be another powerful piece. I
It
think.
did need to be a powerful piece.
We're having too many jolly jits after one another, and that sounds ridiculous in a way because
Yeah.
it sounds, oh god,
well, if you
must
put
be
too many
good.
jolly jits in there, you run the risk of being overexcited.
Well, there you do. Yeah. If you was
good,
happy
is it?
all the time, you'd
Yeah.
be bored, in my opinion.
One who is never sad does not truly appreciate the feeling of happiness. I've always said that.
Tell
haven't
you
I?
what, you've absolutely always said that. You
Yeah.
really have, pal.
Yeah.
And I can't think of a time that's more relevant than now for you to say that.
Exactly.
Bloody
Thank you.
brilliant, man. Well, I'm gonna say not blown away by it, and for me, it's keep it the same for that one.
The thing is, it's like that saying when I made it up years ago. I didn't even have to think for a
Well,
minute.
no, you didn't. Oh!
Yes.
Think for a minute. Oh, good one, pal.
Thanks, pal.
Oh, it sounds a bit
Sounds like Oasis.
Well, that was Think for a Minute, and it didn't take me a minute to think that this song was a powerful piece, yet also
Well, I was going to
there's
say,
a jolly jit.
if a powerful piece went on a date with a jolly jit, and let's just say that it was successful, and afterwards there was some combobulation, let's just say, I believe the offspring would be Stop for a Minute, whatever it was called.
I think
Think
it
for
would
a
be
Minute.
Think for a Minute.
Yeah, that's it.
I think it was incredible, that song, really.
It was, yeah.
It made me think, it completely slowed the pace down, and it was the powerful piece that the album was begging for. It was crying out for a powerful piece, but it also delivered a powerful piece, yet still had the jolliness of the Housemartins, and still made you feel good inside.
It really did.
It didn't bring the feeling down. It didn't bring the mood down.
Yeah.
And I think that song, for me, it was the perfect song in that place in the album. There.
A song which, though jolly in its presentation, was somewhat reflective, if you see what I'm saying.
I sort of know. I don't know what you're on
Anyway,
about.
it was a good song, wasn't
Oh, it was a great
It was
song.
a good
It was
song.
a great song. And for me, you know what? I turned it up, I think.
it? Now then, where are we up to now?
Actually,
We're at the penultimate
I
song.
can imagine playing that song with the windows down
Oh, yeah.
on, let's just say, the M6.
Heading for a built-up suburban area.
I think I would be. I would be, but
yes,
the sun
of
would be
course.
shining.
Yes.
It really
yes,
would.
yes, yes.
Anyway, what's the next one, pal?
Well, some people listen to the Elbis and Elbis podcast. and say
Well, I've
that
had to do anyway.
some of the chat we say
Looks good.
is quite superficial.
Well.
And that's because we're not deep.
You're right. We're Not Deep is the name of the song by the Housemartins, and I've got to say, another jolly, joyful jit.
Another kind of happy hour-ish
Yeah, it is, yeah,
clone
yeah.
in a way. But still a great song.
Yeah,
So
I can't
in my
complain with that song.
conclusion.
It's nothing
just say.
groundbreaking. It's nothing out of the ordinary. But I just can't complain. 'Cause it's
But
so
this is
joyful.
weird, isn't it?
It's just
Because
so joyful.
The Housemartins sounds different to everybody else, like we were saying. But
Yes.
every song sounds the same.
Yeah, it doesn't. Well, not every.
Not
song.
every song.
Not every.
No, we don't want
But
to discredit
you
that.
know, a couple of songs sound similar. But for me, I just think it's just so joyful, and they're so good. The Housemartins are so good at getting across their happiness and that sense of we're just all here to have a good time.
A group
You
of
just
lads
can't
you'd
complain.
love to hang around with.
Exactly.
That's it.
You just can't complain. I don't think.
No
It's-
airs, no graces.
It's just a couple of a few lads just having a good time, and just they're inviting everyone else, whether you're a girl, a boy, transgender,
Wow.
non-binary,
Yeah, all welcome.
all
All
genders, all everything are welcome.
Wherever
Whatever
you
you
wanna
are,
go, you can
you
go.
can have a listen and all. that.
And like me and Elbis, we're very supportive of all
Yes.
genders, aren't
Yes.
we? And me personally, I would say any gender you are, you can lean on me.
Good one, pal.
Getting good at this, aren't we?
Yeah. A bit of a finger in here.
Got it.
Jesus Christ. Elvis, you nearly brought
I
Jukey then.
know,
You
I
dived at Jukey then. Well, that was...
We're not deep.
It was...
We're not deep.
We're Not Deep.
Yeah.
Oh, was it Lean On Me or was it We're Not Deep?
No, it was We're Not Deep.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yes,
on the
yes,
LCD now
yes,
because
yes,
it's
yes.
next.
We're Not Deep.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, it was a powerful piece once again.
And you've always enjoyed a powerful pianist.
Yes.
You've always said, haven't you?
No.
And the focused fingering was
More a
phenomenal.
precision pianist for me.
Oh.
But I think... listen,
Precision over power?
I don't mind a good pianist myself.
Well.
As Billy Joel,
yes.
Bowie, he's a good pianist.
Well, he's a furious fingerer though.
Yeah, he's a furious
Whereas this is
fingerer.
more focused fingering.
This is like
isn't it?
fairy tale fingering for me.
Oh,
I've got to say, it was just so... It was a soft song.
sensual.
song.
Yeah.
In a way.
It was good though, wasn't it?
Oh, it was really
was
great.
good.
That. Yeah, it was. And I've got to say, you don't realise about Paul Heaton. He has got one of the most powerful voices I've ever heard. It really. I mean, I didn't realise how powerful his voice was.
His vocal range can only be compared, I would say, to a young Elbis and Elbis.
Yeah, we did say that. We did say that.
Didn't we? Yeah.
And because he'll go bloody real high and that, and he'll sing real
Now
high,
then
and he'll
it's
sing
like,
low.
and then he's like,
and then he's like,
he's got the full range.
and then he's like medium and that. And
I would say,
just
well
can do it
sung,
all.
pal.
Yeah, I would.
Definitely.
Yeah, I would.
Definitely.
And once again, just even though it was, real like slowed down and stuff, it was just a song where you just get your lighter out or something, and then just have it in the air and just bloody just get with everyone.
If you
put
were
your arm
entertaining
up
an
someone's
entity,
shoulder.
do you think that would be one of the steps to success in?
Well, I'd put it on as a
quest?
test. I'd put it on as a test,
Yeah,
and if she
yeah.
said turn this off, I would immediately eject her from the house.
Man,
Oh,
I bet your courting companion wouldn't like it very much, would she?
She likes big shit.
Anyway, we are finally on the finale.
Oh,
now, if you're all
wow.
slagging us off, going, "Oh, there was 16 songs on this album," all I can say is you never bought it in
You're a
1986 because
clown.
this was the last one. Then,
We
because I've got
review-
Dukey. I don't know if Dukey's actually managed to hack back in time in some way.
Well,
Artificial
when was she?
attitude.
When did this? Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
go on, don't misgender Dukey. Good girl.
When did they created?
I don't
Yeah, no, if
understand
you know what I'm
you're
saying.
saying.
If you know what I'm saying.
Well, I don't know what you're on about.
Well, anyway.
Anyway, we're on the last one now.
Oh, yeah.
And it's called... Oh, no, we're not on the last one.
Oh, my
No, now
God.
we're on the penultimate one.
Jesus.
Sorry, pal.
You said we was on the
Yeah, it's
penultimate.
the LCD
about...
on Dukey. It's confusing because it's...
Are you sure this isn't the penultimate? Hang on.
No, this is the penultimate. Yeah.
Are you
last
sure
one.
this isn't?
Well, checking the journals.
Hang on, let me
It's just
let
up
me
there
get the book
between
out. Hang on, get the book.
Big Jugs and the other one that's next to it.
Yeah. What's it called?
The next one's called Lean on Me.
Oh,
Yeah, it's the
yes, this is
penultimate,
penultimate. Yes.
Now, I don't think... Did he write this song or not? That'd be one for the Master of Research whilst it's on.
Well, I think
Don't think he
might
did.
have.
No. If it's the Lean on Me, I'm thinking of a doubt it.
No.
Oh, no, we've just listened to it.
Oh my God! Oh, well, that was Lean on Me.
Oh,
Well,
God.
yeah,
We're not even
that's
paying
pretty.
attention.
Yeah, no.
No,
Well,
we
that's
are
the
on the
album.
last one. It's called Freedom.
We'll put it on. Absolute professional.
Interesting.
Well, that was.
Oh, God. Oh, sorry, pal.
Well, joking. Well, that was Freedom. And I've got to say, the end to the album.
Reasonable.
It is a reasonable end. It's
To a
not.
part.
It's a. I don't know. It felt like the album should continue in some ways from that. To me, there's no
not
clear
a great,
ending there.
It didn't. Well,
No.
it did continue though later on. They added another 4 songs to it, didn't they?
Well,
Which is
did,
interesting, but
yeah.
we haven't got time today.
Yeah, we're not. I haven't got time.
So
And we
that
got-
was the original end.
God, I'm having a gastro attack.
God.
For me, so when we listen to Flag Day, the powerful piece, the early powerful piece. Got another gastro
Oh,
attack.
come on.
Well,
pal.
I can't do it.
Jesus.
Let me get hooked up. Hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Would you want me to?
Get me hooked up. There we go. Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Oh, the relief.
Sob.
Flag Day.
Yeah.
For me, when I listened to it, I thought this should be at the end straight away because I thought
Yeah,
it was
that-
really,
yes,
it
yes,
really
yes,
made me
yes.
reflect. It
Well
really made
spoken,
me
pal.
feel like For me, it was an ending. And if this song ended an album, I'd think, God, I need to listen to that
In
again.
some ways, I'm
And
not
I
a
need to listen
fan
to more of these.
ending an album with a jolly jit.
Yeah, I am. No,
Yeah.
I want a
You want
song.
a reflective.
A song that ends an album, and this is probably why they added more to it, because they probably
Probably,
weren't happy with the ending.
yeah.
I think for me, the ending of an album needs to be conclusive, it needs to be,
Cohesive.
and it also needs to leave you wanting more.
Well, and I suppose that does, yeah, so it is quite a good end. Cause
Yeah.
It just
Yeah, actually, it's brilliant.
So, it's just completely
Absolutely brilliant.
So,
Yeah,
brilliant
well,
end. Anyway, we never did turn it up, turn it off, and all that all the way through.
Turn it up most of the time.
All the way through for me.
Yeah,
turn it up.
yeah, just
you
put-
know,
yeah,
the ones that I have slagged off is just because they're a little bit like Happy Hour.
For me, it's like I'd say, don't mess about with the radio. Just keep it.
I would take out 2 of the Happy Hour clones and make it a 10-song album.
Yeah,
and I think it would be a masterpiece.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I think it would be.
I agree.
But we're going to have the chat now, pal, because this is what the fans enjoy.
Here's toy.
Now, where does this album stand in the grand pantheon of
Well.
the Elbis and Elbis Hall of Fame?
For me, it's definitely not at the top.
No.
It's
definitely not tier 1. No
it's
chance.
not tier 1.
No. Tier 2, we're talking Strangler,
It's not far. It's
Hunky Dory by David
it's,
Bowie,
it's the thing with this album.
Bridge, things like that.
It's
Oh,
not
Bridge
far
is
away.
tier 1, isn't it? Bridge is tier 1.
Bridge is tier
Yeah,
one,
Bridge is tier 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't think it's tier 2 even. But it's
I think it's for me this album.
Tier 3 is like
tier
Appetite
2.
for Destruction, and then The Queen is Dead.
For me,
and all
this
that.
album,
I would
it's tier
say
2,
low tier 2.
but it's
Yeah.
low. Yeah, it's.
As I said before, it's a
I'm not slagging it off.
friendly album.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
something you could play to anybody, and everybody. Nobody would say this is bad. They would
No.
say it's all right.
Yeah.
And they'd be happy with it, listening to it, which is quite an achievement in itself, I would say.
I think the connection with Hull. I know. I mean, you know,
Well,
because we've been there a few
yeah,
times.
yeah, we can't let that cloud
and
our
it's-
judgment.
I've had a few chats with people from Hull who
Yeah.
love this album.
Oh,
and
they'll
love,
say it's the best album
yeah,
of
and
all
they love
time
the
without even listening
Housemartins
to it.
because they feel a connection to it. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but you know, I think for me,
We've
it's
got
a
to take
great
into consideration our Antipodean
Yeah,
allies.
we do,
We
we
have
do.
our
Yeah.
fans in the Sudan, which can
Absolutely,
rarely listen because
yeah.
keep getting banned.
Keep getting banned.
We've
well,
got fans all over
we've
the Frenchies,
got a few
we've got the
lawsuits
American followers. Now, they do not have such a romantic connection to Hull, and they're
The
listening
Northern
to it as a-
Irish.
Well, you can't go there because you've got an astral
We
child
don't
which you've
talk about
abandoned.
that.
But
Well, I was sick of it.
in any case, yeah,
I was sick of it.
astral morals of an alley cat.
Well,
Yeah.
get stuff.
Yeah, could
I'm
at
just
least
doing what's
send that
right
kid
for
some
me.
astral money every
God,
week.
I'm doing what's right
You're
for
a
me.
scumbag.
Jesus Christ.
But in any case, I think that worldwide, I would put it low tier 2. It's not tier 3.
Yeah, I would, yeah,
it's
yeah.
tier 2.
I think
but
yeah,
low
I
tier
think
2.
that's a fair
Yeah.
review of that album for me because it didn't do anything outstanding. Well, there is some outstanding points. I think Happy Hour is absolutely
Bad was tier
outstanding.
3, wasn't it?
Flag Day for me is outstanding. I think it was brilliant. That there is some really brilliant
I
highlights
think
of this
Happy
album.
Hour is one of the best songs of all
I
time.
do. I
I
think it's just
genuinely
brilliant.
do.
It's just
Genuinely
brilliant.
And so that must.
However,
come up a bit.
I just think I don't know. There was a bit of repetitiveness in the
Well,
song
And if there's one thing you
structures.
hate,
I don't like repetitive lyrics. However, there was
Well,
no
there is,
repetitive
yeah,
lyrics.
yeah.
There was a repetitive.
song structure.
Yes.
Now that's not to say it was a
Yes.
cyclical structure because it wasn't
No,
a
it
cyclical
wasn't
structure. It was a
really.
repetitive
But
rhythm. A
I've
repetitive
got to say,
rhythm.
for me, I think that this album, it's a good album. I definitely recommend people.
I
listening
would
to
recommend it, and I'll tell you what,
Without
I would
doubt.
recommend people buy it on vinyl or something because it's a great one to have.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
would. Yeah.
Oh God.
I think for me, you know, obviously the Elbis the Impetuous album collection
Well,
is
rush
a
into what you
pretty
buy, don't you?
brilliant thing.
Wow.
Get stuff. And I think you know, this one could definitely be on the list of buying.
Yeah. It's worth buying.
because it is fantastic, but just doesn't quite get near the top for me because I don't think it has that
Yeah.
extraordinary.
I'll tell you what it
thing
has. It has performance.
It does.
It has consistency.
It does.
But I'm not sure it has something else.
I'm undecided on that yet.
The Elbis and Elbis Album Review Show.
See you in a bit.